Let's start with story number 7, reported by the Associated Press. So in Panama, there is a developer called Ocean Builders, and they're building luxury oceanfront homes that they're calling sea pods that are meant to be friendly to the environment and cost effective to the consumer. And we got some illustrations of what these sea pods are going to look like. Joel, put those up. Look at that beauty, Larson. Look at that. That's
Oh
a
my
sea
goodness.
pod in Panama. See, 2 levels, beautiful, lots of windows, awesome. The prices are slated to start at about 295 grand, and they can reach up to 1.5 million if you want, like, a luxury sea pod. Recently in Cologne, Panama, they unveiled a model home of a sea pod because they want to start generating a buzz so that they can start selling them next year. The president of Panama was even there for this like unveiling of the model home. They ran into a problem, Larson. What do you think happened?
When was this? Was this around the my first question would be, what side of the Isthmus of Panama is this? Are these sea pods on? Are they on the Atlantic side or the Pacific side? If it's the Atlantic side, you might be dealing with some tropical storms, some hurricanes, something like this, where if you're out in the middle of the ocean in a sea pod that's sticking up out there like part of an oil rig, you got some storm surge coming in. Your sea pod might soon be a beach shore pod.
You know what? I don't know the answer to that question, and I don't think that the builders did either. Because what happened was that model home fell over. We have a picture of it. Go ahead, Joel. There is the original. That's when it was standing. And then what happened, Joel? There's a little video. This video is courtesy of Marlon Torres on Twitter. There's what ended up happening. I don't know, man. What do you think, Larson? Would you want to go live in a sea pod in the ocean, especially after the model home fell over? What do you think?
No, even if the model home was sound, was sturdy. It was rooted deep in the ocean floor.
Yes.
With the way the world's going with climate change, your sea pod might be an underwater pod at some juncture. And one of the last places I want to be stuck is underwater without any way of getting out.
Right.
That sounds like an absolute nightmare scenario. I'm thinking I get a sea pod, I get ocean views all day, and I wake up in the morning and I see fish swimming in front of my window, see barnacles.
Even better view.
It's a great view. You're like, okay, how do I get out of here? Where do I get my food from? If I open the door, water's coming in. Sure, a fish will come in too, but water. I can't breathe water. That's there's correct. A litany of issues. I would say a hard pass on these pod homes. Yeah, I mean, I'm a landlocked individual. Last time I was on a boat, I vomited for an hour straight.
Did you? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was my bachelor party too. With deep sea fishing. As soon as we got out to the Pacific Ocean, it wasn't pretty. I still had fun though.
Sounds like it. Maybe before and after that episode, maybe.
Yeah, it was all great. It was a good 26-hour day.
Sounds like it. Well, here's my question for you. So every story that I have on this thing, I always want to ask a question that's kind of related to it. So my question for you related to this one, have you ever put considerable time into making something only for it to go to shit? Could be anything, office furniture, maybe you bake something in the kitchen, artwork, whatever.
I mean, there's been times where I've been putting together some like IKEA furniture or something, and you overestimate the strength of the particle wood boards they're made out of.
Yes.
And so you start tightening, and then suddenly something starts cracking. Another thing
I've had that happen too. Yeah.
The other thing that happens though is you go and you see this furniture that's like that you have to put together, and you go to Target or whatever store. I don't want to put a particular store on blast, but I'm guessing it happens all over the place. And what they do is they put together and they glue it so it's like really sound. You could like run it over the car, it's not going to break. Well, I bought like a CD case from one place and put it together, and as soon as I put together, it was already leaning, and I'm like, everything's tight. What is going on here? It's like, all right, I'll put my stuff in. And so fast forward a couple of years later, I got to move. I take all the stuff out, I pick it up, and the thing just disintegrates. Just completely falls apart.
Hey, it's good that you got that 2 years out of it.
I know. I mean, I guess I had to lean it into the corner of my closet. So no force would hit it ever to knock it over or disturb anything. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, I guess it served its purpose for 2 years for whatever I had to pay for it. But, I'm not that ambitious of a guy in terms of constructing things. I know my limits in terms of my handiness. So I don't ever really extend myself beyond my comfort zone when it comes to, like, my wife built like this awesome structure in our backyard. and it's great. It's way sturdier than anything I could ever do. And hats off to her for doing that. And I'm not handy, and yeah, not really ambitious in that regard either.
I saw the wooden trophy that you picked up in order to, to create it for you and Steve to play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That was a creative effort, creative effort.
Yeah. Sometimes inspiration strikes and you got to memorialize an event that's so momentous and worthy of celebration.
Yes.
That, you see something, a piece of discarded wood, which in a lot of ways is a good symbol for Steve and I's basketball skills. And you scrawl something on it, winner, whatever, and then whoever wins gets to carry that proudly.
Very good. All right, let's go on to story number 6, reported by KXAN News. They're always good. They're always real. So people in a neighborhood in Austin, Texas, they say that their doorbell cameras caught the same people stealing packages from their porches, porch pirates, right?
Yeah.
And one of the neighbors, a woman named Gabriella, she decided that she wanted to get even. So she took a bunch of dirty diapers and she wrapped them up in a box and she put them out on the front porch. Larson, what happened next?
Dirty. Like, are we talking poopy diapers?
Oh yeah.
Gosh. I mean, I guess in my mind, if I pick up a box of diapers that smell like they've been used, then I would probably just projectile vomit everywhere. That'd be my guess.
Right there on the porch. Right there on the porch.
Yeah, just right there. Once you pick up and get a whiff, bleh. It's like the SNL skit where they have the hoses in their sleeves and it's just spewing forth everywhere.
Well, in this case, it turns out that these were vindictive porch pirates, because what they did was they brought the diapers back. They wiped them all over the front of the house. Then they came back again and they spread a bag of manure around the front of the house. We got video and pics courtesy of KXAN. Check this out. So there he is grabbing it, takes off with it right there, comes back. Look at, he's got the diapers in his hands. He's wiping them on the front, and then there's the manure that they spread around the front of the house.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that amazing? So these were porch pirates that all of a sudden felt like the victim. They were victimized porch pirates. What do you think?
I think that's a load of bullshit is what I think.
Literally.
Yeah. They're stealing stuff from people's porches and they get the temerity. They get upset when they open the box and they think, I don't know, they think it's like some goodies. They think it's like a package. I don't know what they think it is. Open up and it's a bunch of duty diapers and they get upset about it. Well, maybe they should look in the mirror at themselves and think to themselves, at a moment like this, maybe we should do some self-reflection and think, this is where our life has come to, stealing poop diapers from someone's porch. Maybe we should take our life in another direction rather than going and having taking revenge upon these people whose packages they have stolen.
Right. Exactly.
And they're rubbing poop everywhere.
Yes. Isn't that amazing? Like, in their minds, they felt like they were done wrong. You know what I mean?
That's wild. That's absolutely wild.
It's unbelievable.
It really is.
My question for you surrounding this one, quite simply, have you ever been the victim of a porch pirate?
Well, I'm sure I have. I just can't think of an instance where I can recall.
I mean, that's actually a positive thing, because if it was on the regular, you'd be able, you'd think about it in a second.
Oh, then I would probably had experience like this person, leaving a box of poop in front of my door and hope the son would come and take it. I don't think so. I don't think I've ever had something on a regular basis, at least, taken from my porch. Not that I can recall. I'm old, though. My memory's terrible, so it could have happened for a year straight, and I probably forgot.
Positive. I mean, Steve told me that somebody took his used lawnmower, then he bought a new lawnmower, then they took the new lawnmower.
Yes, I can confirm that story. He took it right out of his car, too. It was in the box in the car. They took it right out of there.
Right. And it was a push mower.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you could have just gone to Home Depot and get yourself one. You know what I'm saying?
I know. It's sometimes the lengths that some of these thieves go to steal stuff. It's like the effort you put into that. Maybe if that's funneled into a more constructive area, you wouldn't be resorting to crime then.
Exactly. They'd have a successful wrestling YouTube channel or something,
Exactly.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I click the subscribe button. You really should too. If you like videos about real news stories that are funny, stupid, or weird, subscribe now.